Alrighty, back again with my demonstrations of how I care and sharpen my kukri now. Let's just say you've received your kukri and you've just unboxed it. Now, a lot of these, when they come from Nepal, the scabbards are incredibly dry, and that goes for the handles as well. Now, whether the handle's made out of bone or wood, it still is going to need some form of treatment before you use it, because sometimes they come in that dry and brittle that a lot of people have had them cracking and shattering and all manner of bad stuff. So one way the way I do, or the way I fix it, is I just use baby oil. I don't really care if it's scented or not, I'll use it anyway. And I'll just get a baking tray large enough to fit the entire kukri in. This is probably one of my larger kukri, it's Derringer, so it's a big heavy beastie of a thing. So I need a really large baking tray, and I'll just submerge this entire blade, handle and all, in that baby oil for anywhere from 3 days to a week. And the reason it has to be so long is because horn isn't very porous. And what that means is it's going to take a very long time for the oil to penetrate into the horn. Other things you can use is Hooflex, I've been told, is obviously fantastic for it because it's used to treat, you know, hooves, which are bone, same as this. Well, I mean, it's horn, but it's still a form of bone, it's a different protein. Anyway, and that's what you do, is you soak the entire thing in oil for days and days and days until oil can permeate through the handle material and any other organic material and saturate it. And what that'll do is it'll make the wood or the horn more pliable, so it can withstand more shock, and put up with a little bit more punishment. The same goes for the scabbard. You've got organic materials being leather and wood in its construction, so that can shrink or stretch or warp dependent on environmental conditions. So you submerge the entire thing in oil for days on end. Same thing, let the oil seep into everything. And once you've done the soak and you've had it soaking for three days to a week, once you've done that, you wipe it off. You let it dry by itself, but you wipe it off, and then you just let it sort of sit and dry off. If you want to use it immediately after that soak, you can. You just got to dry it off a little bit better. That's all. I tend to wait, so I'll soak it for a week, and then I'll wipe all the excess oil off, and then I'll wait for a week, and then I'll wipe it off again before I use it. And then I'll reapply a thin sheen of oil over everything once I come back from my camping trip, in order to maintain the entire kukri, and it should last a lot longer that way. Alright, so I'm not going to demonstrate the soaking process with this kukri, it's already gone through it. It was purely just a prop for me to fiddle with while I speak, and something pretty to look at. This is Derringer, and I haven't really given this knife a whole lot of exposure, but it is a beautiful knife. It is quite heavy. It's heavier than what I normally carry, but it is devastating on wood, and it is very sharp. So thank you very much for your time. I'll be back shortly with another video. I'm filming all of these at once. The next one will be how I sharpen my kukri, and my demonstrator for that will be Thorn. Alright, thank you for your time.